Okay, I think we're ready to go. And I was just thinking, like, this actually isn't a bad setup. Just maybe get a bigger desk, but old computer here, new computer there. And you know what I could really use right now? A KVM switch. Might make that the next purchase. Anyway, no, nothing's hooked up to this, the new one here, except for power and the big monitor here. I don't expect we're going to see anything because there's no operating system, nothing. I just want to make sure that it powers on, and you know, we'll see it go into the BIOS or something. I don't even have a keyboard hooked up to it right now. Although actually, I plug in the keyboard. Where is the keyboard going here? Yeah, let's actually plug in the keyboard. I don't even know if it's going to work without Windows there to load any drivers, but okay, I think we're good to go. So I had to use a different 3-prong because the one supplied didn't quite reach to my power bar. But all right, this is always the tense moment. Let's power it on and see what happens. We should see something here. This is the old computer, which is basically capturing this video. But you know, if this works, it means I'll be able to capture video simultaneously on the old computer and the new computer, or say run a live chat on the new computer and capture live video of my end of it with the old computer. I mean, this opens up endless possibilities, having, you know, being able to do everything pure digital without having to worry about performance dropping by doing too much on one computer. All right, enough rambling. You ready? Let's do this. Which one is it? Sorry, it's this one. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Power on. It's very quiet. It's checking all the hard drives, looking for an operating system. Well, seems to be running. Case fan is working. Rear fan is working. Power is working. Oh, you know what? I think it doesn't really matter. The internal fan for the power is it's an intake fan, so it's actually sucking the hot air out and blowing it out the back anyway. So who cares? That's fine. So does anything come up on the screen? No, not yet. There probably won't be anything. I'm surprised we didn't at least see a BIOS message, though. That seems odd. Let me try throwing in my Windows disk, and we'll just see what happens here. I think I have it. Oh, where the hell did I put it? Oh, it's over here. Just see what happens with the Windows disk. Oh, crap. You probably noticed this, but you know what I forgot to do, right? I forgot to plug in the power for the DVD drive. Ugh. All right, well, let's shut all this down. There we go. Well, it is running very quiet, which is nice. I like the why is this not closing properly? What the hell? Oh. Huh. Random screw stuck to the door. Oh, I see, because it's magnetized. Alright, well, we'll shut down here for the moment, and try again in a moment or two. First power up, there's always something that goes wrong, isn't there? So yeah, we'll see what happens. Clearly the brain is not functioning at this point, and clearly I have trouble counting past the number 4. Because I thought, hey, I'm putting 4 hard drives in, and I got 4 SATA connectors, and 4 SATA connectors on the power supply. Perfect. That is perfect for the number of SATA devices that I have right now. Except there's not 4, there's 5. Yeah. So basically, I was thinking about this anyway, just because I'm going to be putting so much more stuff into this one. I don't really need the 700 watts in this one. So I think I'm moving the 700 watt power supply from this one over to this one, and then basically just swapping power supplies. So put the lower power one in this one, which isn't going to be doing as much. Put the higher power one in there. The other thing is, I'm 1 SATA data cable short. So, yeah. So in the interest of just getting the system up and running, I basically just, forewent having one of the extra hard drives. So, okay, we should be all good to go. I had apparently not only forgotten to plug in the LightScribe drive, but I actually forgot to plug in the SSD drive as well. Now, if you look down, you will notice I have moved the LightScribe drive down 2 bays because the SATA power cable would not actually reach. I have one down here with 2 of the hard drives, and then 2, and then I had this up here, and then the SSD drive is down here. So it just wouldn't quite reach, so I just moved it down there so it would reach. Alright, so I think we're good to go again. Let's try it again. Probably, again, not going to see anything, but at least we'll have some semblance of life. Alright, let's have light. Do we have power here now? Yes. Oh, that's great. I'm not getting any display. That kind of concerns me. Let me see if we can boot off of that. Okay, it's doing stuff, but why am I getting no display? Yeah, good question. Good question. Is there an HDMI on here? Yeah. Let's see if maybe the HDMI works. Just unplug it from the PS2. I know, because I got the DVI plugged in. The VGA is going into this monitor here, so let me see if this makes a difference. Anything? Nothing. Alrighty, well, hold on a second. Let's try the VGA. Hopefully that didn't kill the capture. I hate these cords that just catch on everything. Alright, hold on. Yeah, it'd be kind of annoying if there's no display. Anything? God damn it. There is just nothing at all. Getting no sign of life whatsoever. Huh. Alrighty, well, I'm going to fuck around some more and see what we can figure out. Maybe I forgot to plug something else in, I don't know. We shall see. There we go. Alright. I'll be back. Haha! Yes, that silly little PC speaker that I've been razzing the whole time. Yeah, it's a good idea to actually have that plugged in because it will give you beep codes that tell you what's wrong when your computer isn't powering on. So I plugged in the PC speaker, powered it up again, got 2 long beeps, which usually means RAM problem. So I was like, oh no, is one of the RAM sticks bad? So I popped one out, tried firing it up, no problem. Popped the other one back in, fired it up again, no problem. So basically one of the RAM sticks was improperly seated. So nice thing about it is smart motherboard, rather than bringing it up to full power with a badly seated RAM chip, it just refused to power on at all. So now, if we boot up, check this out. Be on this screen here. Beep. Nice happy little beep. And there we go. Gigabyte board, HCI drive, everything, yes, good, drives found, loading operating system. That's it. So now we're going to load up Windows, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Oh, yeah. Awesome. So I'm going to get this going, and then probably head to bed, but that's great. Everything seems to be working now. So basically, I just need to finally get everything properly, configured optimally. Do the power supply swap, get some extra SATA cables, and yeah, and then we should be good to go. And max out the RAM. So next on the list, max out the RAM, get some SATA cables, and maybe some kind of video switcher, I don't know. So is it actually booting off the drive here? I don't know. It might take a bit of fiddling just to get the configuration going right, but yeah, no, we seem to be good. Alrighty, all systems go. When I get everything fully set up and configured, I'll do another boot up just so you can see how fast it boots up and stuff like that. And then we should be all done. Alrighty, it's been a hell of a ride. Why do these builds never go smoothly and quickly? Alrighty, talk to you later, folks. Greetings, everyone. Okay, it is currently 19 days later, and I think I finally got it running. No. It's actually been running since the day I last filmed. I've just been so busy doing other videos and stuff that I didn't get around to doing the final part of this one. So, just to give you an update, I haven't actually swapped over the power supplies yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the 700 watt where it is, use the 430 in the new one for now, and then just get a new one. Because, I mean, the 700 watt, while it is more powerful, it is older by quite a few years actually, so I figured let's just leave it in the old one. We'll keep the new one in the new machine, even though it's not as powerful. The power supply, that is. The machine is more powerful by far, but and then we'll just get a bigger power supply for that eventually. So I still have the power supply with the fan facing up. That is an intake fan, so it actually should be facing down, technically speaking. But it doesn't really matter, actually. You can technically have it either way. I mean, you can have it just facing down and being an intake from the bottom and then venting out the back, so it's strictly to cool itself. Or you can have it, which basically isolates it from the rest of the airflow of the case, or you can have it with the fan facing up, which is the way I have it currently, and it's basically an intake fan pulling air out of the case and venting it out of the back. So that puts it into the mix, as it were, for the cooling system. The other thing you'll notice when we power up here is the fan is way quieter. That really noisy fan you were hearing in the previous power up parts, that was the, do I have it over here? Yeah. Sorry, I still have a stack of parts there. That was the old case fan that I was showing you before. It's a noisy fan, really, is what it boils down to. So my boss at work is a huge computer nut and has tons of spare parts. And I asked him, I said, do you have like a really quiet case fan that you could give me, or I could buy from you, or whatever? So basically for $6 he sold me a different case fan. I forget what it is, an Arctic cooling one or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's a really nice case fan, very quiet. Yeah, so I have it set basically as an exhaust fan, so it pulls air out of the case and vents it out the side. So essentially I have the side fan here. I'll just, not that you can really see much from here, but so I have the side fan here as an exhaust fan, and then of course the rear fan as an exhaust fan. In the front here, where all the hard drives are, is an intake fan. And there we go. I can actually fit a USB stick in the front here if it's a little one, and still be able to close the front, which is quite nice. I like that. And then of course we have the LightScribe DVD burner there. And yeah, so basically what the plan is at this stage is, just move out of the way a bit here. You can't really see. Well, anyway, planning to, I can't get the chair out of the way. Hold on a second here. There, okay. I still have a couple of PCI cards in this one. This is the old quad-core system in the really ancient case. Yeah, what this appears to be is not what it is. It is a much newer computer inside. I just used the old case to save some money. But if you saw my previous computer build, you know all about that. So there is a PCI 2.0 card, a PCI card that gives me 4 more PCI ports. I find I'm really lacking PCI ports on this one, so I'm going to move the PCI card from this one over to this one, and then the USB 3 card that I showed you before, I'm actually going to put in this one. So then both machines will have USB 3.0 capability, and then I'm going to get another USB 3.0 card in this one, because I found out that, you know, that blue cable that I couldn't figure out where it goes? Well, apparently it's for the front USB 3 port, so I can't actually use the front USB 3 port right now. I can just use the USB 2 port, which, as you can see, I'm using with a USB flash drive. So what I'm going to do is get another USB 3 card here, because apparently a lot of them you can get actually have that connector on them, so you can plug in the front port and use it just with the card. I checked my current USB 3 card. It does not have that connector, so there doesn't seem to be any point in putting it in here. Besides, I'm basically transferring files back and forth quite a bit, so I'd really like to have USB 3 capability on both of them. So I'm just going to put the card in the quad core for now, and then use the built-in USB 3 ports on the 6 core for now, until I grab a card. I mean, the cards are cheap. I mean, they're like under $20. You can get a card with a couple of extra ports on it, and that connector. So I know the thing you're really dying to see is, well, how fast does it boot up? All right. Well, we are completely shut off right now. It is completely off. We are going from a cold start here. Keep your eye on this screen here, because this is where the 6 core is hooked up. And we'll see how it boots up. So we got a reset button here, power button. You can't even see that. I got our reset button here, power button here. So power on. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. From a cold start. Angle up a little bit. And there's our post screen. You can see it runs like super, super quiet as well. It's actually taking a little longer to boot up than it usually does. Of course, because I'm demonstrating. So there we go, starting Windows. I should mention this isn't just clean Windows, this is Windows plus all of my crap, so this is a fully loaded system booting up here. And yeah, it doesn't even give us the welcome screen. It just goes boom, straight into Windows, and just a little bit of hourglassing, and there we go. We are done. We can immediately go into Firefox and start doing stuff. Pretty amazing, eh? I guess you can't really see because the screen's too damn bright. Anyway, there you go. So typically from a cold start, I haven't rebooted in a while because I've been doing work and stuff, so I'm guessing that's why it took a little bit longer to reboot. Let's do one more here. We'll do a shutdown, and I'll bring you up a little closer, and you can see a little better here. Okay, so again, from a cold start, here we go. Okay, powered on. There we go. Yeah, see, that was a little faster already. You can actually see the screen this time. Oh my god. Just love seeing all those threes. There we go. It just does a few little checks. See, I got 4 hard drives in there. Checks the CD drive. I wonder if it's booting a little slower because I've got a flash drive in there. That could be it. That happens sometimes. It tries to boot off the flash drive and realizes there's nothing but movies on there. And boom, there we go. So yeah, I'm sure you'll agree, substantially faster than a regular non-SSD drive. So that is, of course, a SATA 3 SSD drive, and man, I got to tell you, after using this thing for the past few weeks, I am never going back to mechanical drives for system drives ever again. Like, there's the difference in performance and speed, like how fast it loads up programs and stuff is crazy. Like, let's load up Vegas here. So Vegas Pro. Boom, 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 boom. And we're in. And it's just taking a little bit of time because I was in the middle of a project file here. There we go. So then it just loads up my latest project file. In this case, I'm editing episode 17 of my playthrough of The Thing, which you can see a little bit of there. Ta-da! There. So it's still, I've just put the clips in. I haven't actually done any fiddling with it yet. But anyway, there you go! So the 6-core is, where are you? There you are. So the 6-core is fully operational. Everything's working great. The only issue I have, which I think I addressed in an earlier part, I apologize if I'm repeating myself. The only issue I have is the Western Digital external drive that I took out of the case and put in. Yeah, I have to pull all the files off of that and reformat that drive before I can use it as an internal, because it used some kind of custom file format that only its controller can recognize. But fortunately, we still have the controller, so yeah, and I have all the cables for it, so I can basically just plug it in, literally just plug it into this with the bottom of the external case, just temporarily, and then just pull all the files off it. So you got your power and your mini USB there. So yeah, so basically once I have the cash to get another 3 terabyte drive, which I was planning to do anyway, I can basically put the secondary 3 terabyte drive in there, move all the files over to that, format the old 3 terabyte, and then Bob's your uncle. I've got 6 terabytes worth of space. Well, I guess 3 terabytes worth of space, just the other 3 shifted around. And then we should be fine. The 2 terabyte external just fired right up. It was no problem. It didn't use any custom formatting or anything like that, so that was good. So I do have access to that one. Yeah, so very cool. Good stuff. Thanks again, Pasha192. I'm absolutely loving the new system. Pretty much everything you've seen throughout this entire Halloween month has been done on the 6-core. If you're wondering in terms of rendering speed, like stuff like this, like the Thing playthrough videos, okay, on the quad core, a typical 1 hour episode of my playthrough videos would take about 5 hours to render. On the 6 core, the same length of episode with all the same effects and all the same tricks and whatnot, takes about 3 hours, two to 3 hours to render. Maybe, well, I say 2.5 to 3 hours. So it chopped it almost entirely in half. Very close to cutting the rendering time in half. So that's made a huge difference. What the fuck was that? Strange sounds coming from my bedroom. Probably a monster waiting to kill me. Alrighty, well, that is it for me to you for now. Sorry this episode ran a little bit long, but figured you wanted the big epic conclusion and some sort of final explanations. So yeah, as always, it's kind of a work in progress. There's going to be stuff I'm going to be adding and changing and tweaking and stuff as we go. But overall, we're running great. I mean, it is on right now, and listen. You can't hear a damn thing. I mean, that is whisper quiet. The noise you actually probably are hearing is the quad core. And even the quad core runs pretty quiet. So, but yeah, with this baby just runs quiet as hell. The only time it runs loud is when I'm rendering. So if I'm rendering, all the fans like fire up and stuff like that. And I checked the task manager here. Where the hell are we here? Yeah, check task manager just to see what kind of load there is on the system, and it's usually pushing around 80% when it's rendering. So it's using, and I have another program called Core Temp, which actually lets you monitor the usage of each individual core as you're using it. And so when I'm rendering, each individual core is usually hovering around 70-80%. So Vegas really makes use of whatever processing power you have. So it leaves a little bit of space for you to maneuver, so I can still browse the net and whatnot and answer emails and stuff while I'm rendering without any noticeable lag to the system whatsoever. So very cool. So next on the list is to get that PCI Express card to activate the front port and to get a couple extra USB 3 ports. Put the USB 2 PCI card in there, so I just get 4 more PCI slots. I do have a 7-port hub, but I'd like to stay away from external stuff as much as I can, just to sort of keep things tidy. And I also want to get another 8 gigs of RAM to max that out, basically. And then we should be good. And then, of course, the aforementioned 3 terabyte drive. So yeah, it's going to be ongoing, but I'm definitely happy with how the system's working out so far. It's easily the fastest thing I've ever used, and I'm having a blast. Awesome. Alrighty, back to more Halloween fun. Got a lot of stuff left to do, and not a lot of days left to do it. So Halloween's probably going to go into overtime again this year. But, not much happens at the beginning of November anyway, so who cares? At least gives us something to look forward to. Alrighty, talk to you later, folks. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara. Go. Yes. Turn that up a bit. All right. Good. Just testing. This is for the audio sync. Okay.